Hey Growth Tribe, welcome back to Honestly Same. For me, Michelle Obama has always been a source of inspiration. Before I had kids, in fact, while I was planning kids, I used to watch her videos, I did read up her book Becoming, because I find her voice to be extremely clear and extremely inspiring. She is one of those women who will sympathize with you, who will empathize with you, but not sugarcoat things. You know, she says things for what they are, and that I find so incredibly empowering. Whether it is her book Becoming, whether it is the videos that she does, she's so candid and she's so honest. And that honesty coming from a woman who's achieved so much, I mean, she's a Harvard lawyer. And she chose to not pursue her career, but to instead back her husband's wish for presidency. And of course, in that process, took time out to raise her two daughters. I mean, how amazing is that? And not once in any of her interviews does she speak about sacrifice like it's a overglorified thing, and neither does she say it's a bad thing. It's very matter of fact to listen to her. So today, I want to share with you some of the interviews that she has given and share with you the words that she has spoken, which have particularly inspired me. Come along.
Little kids remember all those good, but they remember the bad too.
Yeah.
You know, kids know when they're being invested in, when people believe in them, when people care about them. But kids also know when they're not being invested in. And that's the thing we lose sight of. We think, well, they're just kids. Kids know. They know when somebody cares about them and when somebody thinks highly of them, and they know when people don't give a crap about them.
I mean, she's so right. You know, this just does not apply to the older kids. It applies to the really young ones as well. Whenever I raise my voice or whenever I'm a little dismissive of my kids as young as they are, 6 years, 4 years, because I'm in the middle of work, I'm focusing on something and they're hovering around me and I'm like, shh, I know that in the tone of my voice and my facial expressions, they can read and they can feel that dismissiveness. It's only for a moment, but in that moment, they know. And she's absolutely right when she says that when we invest in our kids, and when we actually make them feel like they're capable of achieving something, they begin to believe that too.
I mean, failure isn't a bad thing for kids
as long as you
to
learn
see
from it.
in their parents.
Yep.
I mean, that's something that Barack and I try to remember all the time. It's like, you know, seeing the vulnerability, seeing the fear, it kind of gives, I found, them permission to have those same emotions. Like we think we're being strong for our kids. We think we're, you know, shielding them.
You know what she says here about failure, right? As someone who's been running a business for over 12 years now, I have seen a lot of failure. But failure in all its shapes and forms. Like won the pitch but couldn't deliver at all and so was fired. And to failure to the point of, you know, having a domino effect of resignations in my office and being left with minimal staff. To failure of, you know, having a lot of the clients kind of withdraw their budgets because COVID hit. And it's taken me time to not only accept these failures for myself, but to voice them out as well. And as far as my kids are concerned, you know, we have this routine where we basically speak to one another about how our day was. And I make it a point to tell my kids when I've not had a good day. And I tell them that, you know what, today was just a bad day because the meeting was not nice or because I was just not present at work. And they may not fully understand what that means, but the fact that they are hearing it from me, I think that will make a huge difference in how they process failure, how they process good days, bad days. So yeah, totally on board this one.
Common sense wisdom was enough to create two giants, me and my brother, and a legacy of more. So when I tell parents, it's not what you can offer, is what you can offer. It's your mind, it's the thoughtfulness of your parenting, it's the deliberateness of it, which is why I think parenting is one of the most awesome responsibilities that we have.
It is.
You know, and taking it seriously and thinking about, like you think about your husband, why am I upset? What is this going to do to this child that I'm raising, this opinion of mine, this discipline? Who am I trying to get that kid to be? Not the baby I have, but who do I want that adult to be? My parents had that common sense in them. They were always thinking about who they wanted us to be, not for themselves, not for their own egos, but who they wanted us to be in the world.
You know, when she talks about intentional parenting and how when you look at parenting as an amazing responsibility and not as something that you can materialistically offer to your kids, but how do you parent with intention? And I think that's such a refreshing thought from the way a lot of times parenting is looked where we come from. You know, a lot of time there's so much of comparison. How much are you giving your kid? What school are you putting them into? What sort of birthday party are you giving them? None of them really matter, right? I mean, what really, really matters is what sort of people you want them to become, how you want to empower them, how do you want them to think about themselves, how do you think you can raise them in a way where they're able to reach their full potential. I mean, these are such amazing thoughts to have, to ponder upon, and to really look at parenting from a fun responsibility, but a serious responsibility at that. Having said that, and also to not measure parenting from a time perspective, but more from a what sort of value you are adding here perspective. These were just some of the conversations that Mrs. Obama has had, which have stood out for me. I would love to know from you what you think about the way she speaks about responsibility, motherhood, work for women. If there are any other figures that you find equally inspiring, I would love to know more about them too. Let me know. Thank you for watching. At Honestly Same, I'm building a community of women who are dancing to the tunes of life. They are juggling motherhood with ambition. If you find yourself in the same boat, if you want to hear stories about women who are going through the realms of motherhood and trying to figure out entrepreneurship and build their own professional identity, then this channel is for you. Hit subscribe.